If you've been eating a diet like the TikTok infamous Liver King.
We got a protein shake. We have, where's my liver? Here's my liver. We got 3 or 4 ounces of liver in here.
Well, then chances are you probably aren't getting enough fiber every day. But if you're any kind of normal person, then you probably enjoy some nice veggies, fruit, and other carbs each day, meaning you're eating some fiber. But is it enough? And how much fiber should you really be eating to support your gut and your overall health? Let's find out. Hi, I'm registered dietitian Rochelle Godwin, and fiber may just be one of the most important nutrients for your diet, as we'll look at in a minute. And based on national surveys, most people actually think they're eating enough fiber. But here's the thing. In the United States, it's recommended that we eat 14 grams of fiber for every 1,000 calories. That means for women, this is about 25 grams of fiber per day, and for men, it's 38 grams per day. Now, just before we move on, it's worth noting that this fiber target changes depending on your energy or calorie requirements, which is of course based on your gender and age. And to save you some time trying to figure out what this looks like for yourself, our research team dove into this riveting read on dietary reference intakes and ran the numbers for you. So here's what we found. So while women under 50 should be aiming for 25 grams, women over 50 who are eating less calories should be aiming for 21 grams. Meanwhile, for men under 50, you should be aiming to get 38 grams, while those of you over 50 should be targeting 30 grams a day. And lastly, let's not forget about our mamas out there. After all, you will be having a higher energy requirement than normal. So we ran the numbers, and if you're pregnant, you should try to hit 28 grams of fiber per day. And if you're lactating, it's slightly higher at 29 grams. So now we know the fiber targets. The big question becomes, are you eating enough fiber every day? Well, it turns out just 5% of the population is currently meeting these recommendations, with most of us eating only 50% of the recommended amount. And that's a big deal, since fiber impacts practically everything, ranging from our bowel regularity to the risk of cardiovascular disease, type 2 diabetes, and even certain cancers. To make the situation even more dire, there's currently a debate raging over whether current fiber recommendations are even high enough. You see, it turns out the recommendations we just ran through were only set at the level needed to protect heart health. But now some experts believe prevention of colon cancer, as well as other health issues, may require even more fiber intake. Some experts are even suggesting we need to move the broad fiber intake target upwards of 50 grams per day. Given American fiber intake is so far below the current standard, let alone this new proposed level, fiber has been deemed a public health concern. And look, I don't want to go Kardashian levels of drama on you, but let's be honest, the fiber problem is not just a concern, it's a public health crisis. And so while fiber has usually just been the focus of uncomfortable conversations with your prune-loving grandma, we want to talk openly about it, as it deserves. In fact, we believe that increasing fiber intake into your diet may be one of the most impactful changes that you can make to improve your overall health, not just your gut health. And to help you do this, we've created a free top 100 fiber foods checklist, link in the description below. And I think you'll love it because it ranks all the food from highest fiber content to lowest. Plus, you can filter it by food group. For example, if you just want to look at the best high fiber fruits to add to your diet, you can. And it even shows you what an ideal serving size is for each food. So we've talked about how much fiber you should be eating. Well, let's be honest, none of us are sitting around calculating the fiber content of every meal we eat, like some sort of MyFitnessPal maniac, which means you might be, understandably, struggling to picture what sort of food you need to eat on any given day to hit the fiber targets. So now let's look at what a day of eating enough fiber looks like. In other words, what would you be eating for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and for snacks? To keep this fun, we'll build out a day of eating for both women and men alongside each other, so you can get a good idea of how they compare. And don't worry, there won't be a prune in sight. Also, just so you know, we are not endorsing this as a perfect day of eating, but rather simply to illustrate just how many fiber-rich foods you need to include to hit the targets. So, let's go. So let's kick off with breakfast. For women, it might look like 1 cup of whole grain bran flake cereal with half a sliced banana and skim milk. This would give us 6.5 grams of fiber. And for men, well, you get to eat the same, but you just need to add 1/4 cup of chopped almonds to it, making it 11 grams of fiber. Now for morning snacks. Women, it's 1 small apple with 2 tablespoons of a nut butter, which will deliver 5.4 grams of fiber. And for men, once again, you get to eat the same, but with a slight adjustment, meaning you would go for a medium-sized apple, giving you 6.2 grams of fiber. Okay, so now into lunch. Women and men, guess what? We're both eating the exact same here. So that could look like a turkey sandwich with 2 slices whole wheat bread, lettuce, and tomato, plus an orange on the side, giving a solid 8.1 grams of fiber. Now what about dinner? Well ladies, you can enjoy grilled salmon with 1 cup of broccoli for 1.6 grams of fiber and 1/2 cup of brown rice for 1.6 grams of fiber to give you 3.2 grams of fiber. And for men, keep the salmon but swap the rice for a side of cooked spinach and 1/2 cup of lentils to give you 11.5 grams of fiber. Finally, what about an evening snack? Well, to get us all to our total fiber targets, here women and men can both enjoy 2 cups of popcorn, as that will give a solid 2.3 grams of fiber to the day. And once again, this is not a perfect day of eating by any means, but it should give you a good idea of how fiber-rich foods need to be incorporated into all meals in order to hit your total target for the day. Now, before you go full Cookie Monster on high fiber foods, it's important to increase your fiber intake slowly, because if you go too fast, you might experience symptoms such as bloating, gas, and loose stools. And that is one surefire way to end up hating fiber. So the key is to gradually increase your dietary fiber to the recommended amount. And to do this, it's best to first estimate your average daily fiber intake. From there, add 5 grams of fiber to your daily diet and increase it by an additional 5 grams each week until you're meeting the recommended intake. And of course, to make all of this super easy, check out our free top 100 fiber foods checklist, where you'll finally be able to see at a glance exactly which foods deliver the best bang for your fiber buck. Now we want to hear from you. What is your favorite high fiber food? Let everyone know by leaving a comment below. If you enjoyed this video as part of our fiber food series, then hit the like and subscribe button to make sure you never miss another video. Our team of dietitians and doctors are so excited to continue researching which foods and supplements help your gut health and which don't really work. That way you can save hundreds of hours of trial and error and focus on what's best for your digestive health. Thanks for watching and see you in the comments. Bye for now.